My name is James Samuta. Keep watching Bedu on the Move.
Bedu on the Move.
Bedu on the Move on AIT. On the Move, Bedu.
Hey guys, it's me again, Reme Ojepo, and we are here live at the media screening of Elesin, the King's Horseman. The movie is an adaptation of Wole Soyinka's book, and it was done by late filmmaker Bim Bandele. I'm not going to give you all the juicy parts. Let's hear it from the cast and crew themselves. Don't go nowhere, let's keep the red carpet.
Elesin, which is the King's Horseman, is a story known by the world. I mean, written by Professor Wole Soyinka. It's a story about our culture, the king's dying, fiction and non-fiction. The king died, and then the Elesin, who is supposed to die right after the king, is now supposed to die. And then the film and the story is all about how he died or not for the purpose of which he was called to do.
For more than 10 years, Muabudu had been committed to telling this particular story. Because when you look at the symbolism of the significance of this story to the culture of literature in Nigeria, you understand that it's a no-brainer for such a play deserves a befitting film.
I think it's a very welcome development, and looking at the actors in the movie, it's going to be amazing, and also as a tribute to B. Bandele, may so rest in peace, who directed the movie before he passed on. A swift turn around in the heart of storytelling could be experienced at the media screening of Elesin, the King's Horseman, which took place recently in Lagos. Cast and crew present at the exclusive viewing party of the epic movie gave insight into the making of the film and challenges encountered.
When you're dealing with a story like this, you're not just thinking about, oh, who is a famous person. You're thinking about who can perform, who can carry Wole Soyinka's words.
I played the role of Iyaloja, who is, Iyaloja is the head of the market women, and she was the one, sort of like a liaison for Elesin to come into town. Her role was to make his last days very pleasant and pleasurable.
Ìwọ ló lò ní. Ìwọ ló ní gbogbo ilé ayé yìí. Èso tó fẹ́ gbìn wọ́n jẹ́ ó jẹ́ tí ó méjì lọ́wọ́.
I played Elesin, and I know everybody. I'm very sure everybody have heard about this particular story before. Elesin. Some have played it in the school. Virtually everybody.
Playing Olunde was pretty intricate, pretty challenging. I had to watch countless interviews. You know, people in the 40s, look at their pictures, read stories about them, to get a feel of the kind of people that they were back in the day and how they thought.
Pé bó o bá fẹ́ láàrọ̀ nẹ̀ mọ́jọ́ jẹ́ ìtọ́lẹ́gùn lójú àmọ́ taniọ́ ọtí dalẹ̀ wa.
Of course, getting this role was amazing. This is the kind of, it's an actor's dream, actually, to get a role like this. So getting a role like this, I was very proud. I was very happy. It was intense because of the language, because I had to speak a cultural Yoruba language and not just Lagos Yoruba.
This film is set in the 1940s, you know, and we had to represent a very authentic Oyo community in the 1940s. Kilode, it's not easy now. So we had to look at a lot of we traveled around all the Yoruba states looking for the right locations to tell the story.
Elesin is an adaptation of Wole Soyinka's acclaimed stage play, Death and the King's Horseman, directed by late filmmaker B. Bandele. The movie is centered on real events in Nigeria in 1943.
Wole Soyinka's books, his plays, they've been so successful around the world, but the opportunity to actually see how his mind works, the image when he was writing, to see it now for the first time, because B. Bandele is a very ardent student of Wole Soyinka's, and he has spent years under his mentorship. So who best to know the mind of Wole Soyinka than B, and what better story to tell than a story like Elesin?
We know the story, we know it's tragic. What I want to see is also how well the colonials are played. Sometimes that part is difficult to fill, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Apart from that, I just want to see how the whole story translates from stage onto the screen.
A classic, a fantastic film, fantastic performances, and just all-round entertainment.
I'm really looking forward to seeing Soyinka's play transformed not only to the big screen, but also translated back into the original language in which the events on which the play is based.
The media screening afforded some key players in the film industry like Kate Henshaw, Dakori Egbuso, Efa Ivara, and others to reflect on the milestone Nollywood has attained so far.
You cannot say you have reached, because then that means you don't want to learn anymore. That means you are not willing to take on new direction. So we are in the right space. Every eye is on us, as it should be, because we have a lot of talent here. So I'm very excited.
I'm proud of where we are. Can we do better? Absolutely. If the people, if the government will help us more, it will get better. I mean, look at our music now, and look at where we are with that.
It's growing at its pace, and I know that the time is coming where the same thing we're saying about the music industry is what we're going to say about Nollywood.
The movie stars Odunlade Adekola, Deyemi Okonlawo, Shafi Bello, Omowumi Dada, Brimo, Jide Kosoko, and many more.
Elesin tí kò lọ kò sóhun tó tọ́. Ó gbékú ó gbẹ́yẹ kò mú má jẹ mú ṣe o. Ìyálọ́jà kìlọ̀ f'Elesin kò sóhun tó tọ́. Àmọ́ Elesin kò lọ torí ayé kò dò.
Mi tó jà mí lólè rẹ̀ padà, ìwọ ẹ bọ́ra ìlú aláìlórúkọ yìí.
Red dude, it's on the move again, let's go. Red dude, it's on the move again, let's go.